We're all patiently waiting on Nvidia to drop the RTX 5080 and the RTX 5090. When are you going to drop it, Nvidia? We would all like to know. Well, guys, I have some great news for you because I do have some very interesting information that will appeal to everybody out there who is interested in getting a brand new graphics card, especially if it is the 50 series. Make sure you stay tuned for the whole video to find out everything I have to say about the RTX 5080 and the RTX 5090. Now, typically we hear all the announcements when it comes from Nvidia in September. Just like we heard the Nvidia 40 series was released of September 2022. RTX 30 series released in September of 2020. Now it's already 2024, it's September, and as of now it is September 26th of 2024. Yet we have no words. Now, it's not time to exactly panic because it's not really quite bad news just quite yet, because we do have some information about these cards. It is rumored right now the 50 series will require a lot of power. And first off, I'm going to start with the RTX 5090. So allegedly, you're going to need 2 ports. And no, not PCI Express ports, but you are going to need 2 12-volt high-power ports. Now, one 12-volt high-power port can support up to 600 watts. So you can imagine how much power is required to power up this card. It's not going to be a total of 1200 watts. That would be insane. Instead, they're going to split the power in the RTX 5090. More than likely, about 70 to 80% of people out there are probably going to have to swap out their power supply if they are interested in upgrading to the RTX 5090 specifically. The RTX 5080 I will talk about specifically, but the RTX 5090, it will require up to 2 12-volt high-power ports, which is rumored. Now, the reason why this rumor really picked up is because MSI had a presentation and showed the power supply where it showed up to 2 12-volt high-power ports, which was a 1600 watt power supply. Matter of fact, there are some power supplies, such as the one I currently have in my PC build, where it has up to 2 12-volt high-power ports. Reason why it's not going to max out at that point, and it wouldn't make sense, is because they have to leave room for the power supply, just in case if there's spikes to power, or for those who want to overclock their cards. Then you can overvolt, where it would be pretty restricted if you're trying to max out at 1200 watts. But again, that would be ridiculous. More than likely, it will push about 600 watts of power. I know a lot of you out there are probably in disagreement for Nvidia to do this because now their cards are requiring more and more power. Originally, the RTX 4090 only required up to 450 watts, and now they're demanding 600 watts. A lot of you feel like they're probably breaking the laws of physics and they're not really reducing power and really helping power efficiency. Instead, they're just increasing it. But I can perfectly understand that argument with you guys, but you have to talk to Intel about that. Did I say Intel? I meant Nvidia. But to get things will get good, especially when it comes to specifications. First, I will talk about the RTX 5080 specifications. A lot of these leaks come from a very reliable leaker, which a lot of you know I love to go to Kopite7Kimmy because he has a lot of great information and he's pretty darn accurate, especially for the past years that he's tweeted. Now this time he has sent out some SKU numbers and even more. In fact, the RTX 5080 power-wise only requires up to 400 watts of power. Now the SKU is going to be PG144-147 SKU 45. That is the PCB that it's going to be on, and the die that they will use is the GB203-400. It is the A1 die. It will allow up to 10,752 cores. It will all compared to its original 9,728 cores to its predecessor of the RTX 4080. The biggest feature is that it will have 256-bit memory bus, and no, it won't be GDDR6X. In fact, it will be GDDR7, which is interesting. Interestingly enough, it can reach speeds of up to 1024 gigabytes per second, which is impressive. On top of it, it's going to be quite the leap, especially I got to tell you about the RTX 5090, which is even more insane. Now, it's, as I mentioned, it does have 600 watts of power in this card, but it is reading off a SKU PG144-145 SKU 30. It's also off a GB202 300, and it is the A1 GPU. Now, when we're talking SMs, it's about 192 SMs. Excuse me, I gotta go back to the 5080. It's gonna be 84 SMs on the 5080, but on the 5090, it's 192 SMs, where it is going to feature up to 21,760 cores. You're probably wondering about the memory bit bus. This is one of the best parts because it can go up to 512-bit memory bus. That is going to be DDR7, and it's RTX 5080. It's going to be 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Now for the RTX 5090, it's going to be 32 gigabytes of VRAM. You're talking about incredible speeds up to 2 terabytes. Allegedly, the Founders Edition will have a 2-card cooling slot to keep this GPU nice and cool. The problem is when it comes to price point. And I just want to go into another subject real quick, because I know you guys are more than likely interested in this, because Nvidia is probably looking to improve it a whole lot. Everyone's going to expect the LSS4, including me. I believe the LSS4 will be released. That will be more than likely the case. And I believe that Nvidia will also come out with some sort of AI technology to help improve its graphical smoothness, and it's going to help with its playability. It's going to improve any type of input lag. It's going to be quite the feat when it comes to Nvidia software. I believe that's going to be one of the largest leaps than the actual GPU itself. Now, that's going to remain to be seen, because I believe this is one of the reasons why we see a delay in the RTX 50 series. And did I say delay? More than likely, we're probably going to see a delay. And from what the rumor is, the RTX 5080 will actually release before the RTX 5090, but that is something to be seen. And of course, take everything with a grain of salt and don't take this all serious. This is all just current speculation and rumors that are going on within the industry. Another interesting fact is, how will Nvidia face the whole price point issue? A lot of people have issues with the price point as it is with the RTX 4090, as is $1,499 USD for it, and how they priced the RTX 4080 at $1,299 USD originally. Will they be a lot more fair when it comes to pricing? I can't even say competitive, because Nvidia doesn't really have competition, and you have to admit that. Sure, AMD has their own graphics card, but it's hard for AMD to really compete with Nvidia. And you can expect some improvements when it comes to their GPU, such as USB-C. It's a very awesome port to use, especially when it comes to graphics cards and monitors, is USB-C. And I know a lot of you out there are looking for DisplayPort 2.0. And I know you AMD fans out there are already like, oh, who cares? We already had it in the 7800 XTX or the 7900 XTX, but it wasn't really utilized. Therefore, that's why Nvidia didn't come out with it in the first place. But I can say that you can expect a large leap when it comes to technology such as DisplayPort, USB-C, Nvidia's software with AI. Just to get you guys to let you know exactly how I feel about AI. I'm not 100% a full-on AI fan, and I believe everything that we already had, such as DLSS and DLAA, this is all technically AI, but they could call it AI now. But anyway, to get to the point, that isn't really too much of a large leap for us gamers and PC builders who have been around it for a long time as it is already. So fanbang guys, what are your thoughts of the Nvidia 50 series, and is it something that you are looking to get? Because this is, I thought 2024 was going to be an interesting year. It turns out that 2025 is going to be an even more interesting year. And I got so much more to show you guys, I can't wait to share. But enough of me rambling. If you found this information very useful, or you want to share any information, please share it down in the comments down below. Also, if not part of the big wonderful fan band, make sure to get down and hit the subscribe button for more. And don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want all the latest information and follow all the latest status updates. Make sure you follow my X handle right here, as it is the same as my TikTok and IG as well. Fan guys, hopefully we get exactly what you want in 2025. And I love to hear from you guys for what you expect in 2025. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chris Mizo signing out.